Good morning and welcome to the Coffee and Cookies Morning Show. My name is Lindsay and we are so excited that you're joining us today. We love that you join us because we talk about leadership, positivity, growth mindset, parenting, and we get in some tangents because you are in the comments. If you're not in the comments, come join us every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Nick Gartside's LinkedIn profile. So if LinkedIn is your preferred platform, go be friends with Nick Gartside. Yeah, that's that. Thank you so much to our sponsor, Anchor.fm, for sponsoring us and distributing our podcasts on 10 different outlets, including Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Music. Find all your listening options at anchor.fm/CNC Morning Show. That's anchor.fm/CANDC Morning Show. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning, Lindsay. Good morning, everyone who joins us this morning on this beautiful rainy morning. If you notice, it's raining outside, and I decided I'm going t-shirt. Lindsay's going hoodie.
I'm going hoodie.
I'm going t-shirt. She's going hoodie. I am sweating in here.
My fingers are cold.
Your fingers are cold. Okay. The thermos. Let me see if I turn this way. Do I see you? Oh, okay. Well, hold on. If I turn this way. Oh, man. Oh, no. Hold on. I gotta flip them. Boopity boop. Boopity boop. Boop boop. Beep. Boop. Boop. There we go. No, I actually look like
Everyone
I'm looking at you.
really enjoys your sound effects.
I know. I'm the sound effect king. Oh man, I can't change topics. Good morning, sweet wife. How are you doing? My sweet wife is downstairs and she still says good morning, guys. Like she hasn't.
Good morning, Amber.
Like there you go. That's a super sweet wife. All right, make sure we got everything locked in here. We are good. We are golden. We are ready for takeoff. Ladies and gentlemen, sit down, grab your cup of coffee, grab your cookies, put your seatbelts on, because you're going to need it.
Yep, strap in.
All right, Lindsay, let's get this morning show started. Get a little beep, beep, boop, beep, beep, boop. I feel like, okay, have you seen Sing 2? I'm the little piggy on Sing 2 that goes to beep, beep, boop. Robot piggy activated.
Oh my gosh. You so are.
I know. Mm-hmm. I'm just not as big as a pig. I'm not as roundy. I don't roll around.
I don't know. I can't see you in a... He likes to wear leotards too, so I can't see you.
All right, so in all truth and honesty, I was like, good morning, Angelina. How you doing, sweet girl? I was like, I'm never gonna, do the makeup thing or whatever. And sure enough, Sydney walks over to me and she goes, Daddy, and she points down. So I sit down and she pulls a brush from behind her back and starts brushing my hair. And I'm like, it's so cute. I said I was never gonna let this happen, and it totally happened.
Totally
you're not gonna argue with the cuteness. Mm-hmm. Isn't that like get down with the sickness, but get down with the cuteness?
One day I picture you with painted toenails and stuff. So.
Never going to happen.
Your girls are going to play salon.
Never. No. I say the word no. I'll probably still lose that battle, but that's okay. That's okay. They're cute. They're adorable. But let's talk about what we have here today.
Yes.
I have coffee, and you brought your own coffee.
I did.
Your coffee's what kind of coffee? Is it ice cream coffee?
It's chai tea latte. It's a chai tea latte.
We're going to have to change the show now to Tai Chi.
Tai Chi.
And Tai Chi. And the cookies.
Chai
Chai and cookies. Good morning, Vic. How you doing, Studley?
Morning, Ange. Good to see you.
Man, you're a little late on the hellos there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. Man. All right. And what do we have here? Wow, with the Chai and here's the cookie. I'm getting so much flack in the comments.
This is a no-bake cookie.
It's a no-bake cookie.
Yes, and it's called that because you don't have to bake it in the oven. Yeah, you cook it on the stove, and then you plop it onto some wax paper on the counter, and it hardens and becomes a cookie. Yeah.
You don't put it in the oven, but you put it on the stove and you plop it on wax paper.
That's right.
And you kind of smear it all about. You put it on the wax paper and smear it all about.
When I form my cookies, mine are a little bit more pretty. Dustin made these for us, actually.
Ow. Shots fired.
But here's the thing. Have you ever made no bake cookies?
No, but why are you giving me all the Dustin? What did he do to you?
He was amazing.
Okay. It's not pretty enough.
I haven't.
Gosh. It's delicious enough. I know I ate one yesterday.
Well, yeah.
Good morning, Rosalie.
Yeah.
Rosalie.
Yeah.
We're having tache coffee.
Oh, my goodness.
Tache and cookies.
He doesn't need any more coffee, y'all.
I need more coffee.
No. Okay, so
morning, Dad. How you doing? Oh, Dad's staying home today.
In this cookie, well, yeah,
Ryan,
it's
you're
raining.
right. I'm gonna lose that battle. I know. I just don't like to hear it. Lindsay, you gotta look that way. You gotta look at the TV. Stop looking at the camera. It's almost like you're like trying to engage with people.
Well, you're like clicking all over the place.
I'm the happy clicker. Happy clicker.
So in this cookie, we have peanut butter, cocoa powder, and oatmeal. And
it's a freaking cake.
And, of course, sugar.
Like, literally, how is this healthier than a normal cookie?
It's not. Well, it has fiber in it because it has oatmeal.
It has fiber. I have oatmeal cookie.
Yeah.
Like, chicken, please. People be like, oh, no-bake cookies, healthy for you.
No.
And no.
Oh, my gosh. Do you know the main ingredient?
It's chocolate.
No.
Peanut butter.
It's not. It's actually, the oatmeal. So there's like 3 cups of oatmeal.
Okay.
Oatmeal flakes. And then there's 2 cups of sugar.
How is no-bake cookies healthier for you?
They're not. Who told you that?
Like CrossFit people.
No.
CrossFit people will like, no-bake cookies, healthy for you.
I mean, I guess if you take out the sugar, but then it wouldn't taste right.
How do you make no-bake cookies healthy? Take out the main ingredient, sugar.
It's the second main ingredient. Just saying.
Y'all with me on this? Like this ain't gonna be. There you go. Right? I'm gonna have a bite now. Just gonna have a bite. I'm gonna break off a piece. Yeah. Wow, that is crumbly.
Yeah. So normally
you get this on the floor. You realize Amber's gonna like walk through that door with a vacuum.
That's why I brought plates.
She'll start vacuuming while we're on the show. She'll be like, no, get those crumbs off my floor. Not home.
That's why I brought plates. Mm-hmm. They're usually not this crumbly. So this was our first time cooking it or making them on a gas stove, which cooks differently, extremely differently than an electric stove.
No way.
So they're not normally this crumbly, but Dustin says he's going to try again next weekend. So we have to eat this whole batch this week.
My taste buds are happy.
It's so good, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't say it wasn't going to be delicious. I said it wasn't going to be healthy.
Feel like Pastor Josh with the peanut butter sandwich. You got peanut butter in your mouth and you're like...
I had to pick up my crumble.
Yeah. That's why I brought chai tea, because it's mixed with milk. Helps with the peanut butter. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're gonna.
You turn your coffee into ice cream. There's plenty of milk in coffee. What are you talking about? Don't make stuff up, girlfriend.
Have you ever done
girlfriend?
That? It's called an affogato. Don't laugh at me.
What is an affogato?
Affogato is a scoop of ice cream with a shot of espresso poured on it.
I need this in my life.
I know.
I seriously need this in my life. Like, how do I get this?
I wasn't the first one to create ice cream coffee. I just do it more regularly.
I'm zooming in on you right now, Lindsay, so I can adjust my camera.
Okay, great. Yep. I'm still seeing spots. I cannot.
How are you seeing spots? Oh man, epic fail. Hold on, we're gonna focus on me. Hi, everyone.
Do you need me to help you?
There we go. All right.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. We're done now. I need a camera operator. I need like an intern that can operate cameras and technology and do a little volume thing because ready. Volume going up. Volume coming down. That was way louder than I thought it was going to be. Hold on, let me lower that a little bit. Ready. Opening. Yeah, I'll probably get like trademark copyrighted for that.
Slap on the hand.
So someone on Facebook tried to get us copyright struck for using the free YouTube music that we use in our opening videos.
Oh, really? Because
this show is now not just distributed inside the United States, it's distributed worldwide. and what they were doing is they were trying to claim it. Is your phone on the desk?
Maybe.
It just vibrated like the whole desk. Like I felt like an earthquake was going off. But like they try to claim like copyrights in like Malaysia and North Korea and great, this video's gonna get flagged for that now. And the Philippines. And of course, like I fought it, and of course I even put the link like
Did
it's
win?
free use. Of course I won. Of course I won. Don't be jelly. Don't be jelly. Don't do that.
Okay, well, we want to take a moment and thank our sponsor, Rookie, the CRM that incorporates text and email automation into websites, funnels, landing pages, and pipelines, helping you create warm leads so you can close more business. Get your time back with Rookie.io. That's RUCI.io. Click the link in the description to get started.
There you go. So, hey, real quick, you might be asking, like, what's going on with the background? So we're actually in my media room in my house right now shooting this. And, Rosalie, it's kind of your fault.
What? How are you going to blame Rosalie on this?
Because Rosalie, I know, it was Nick's decision,
Yeah.
but it was inspired by Rosalie. Because Rosalie wants to start her own cooking show.
She does.
She does.
She needs one.
She needs one. My taste buds need her to have a cooking show so I can eat it.
Have lunch.
Exactly. So I can have lunch every day, right? Like we're gonna have the morning coffee and cookie show, and then the next segment is gonna be Rosalie's cooking show, right?
Rosalie, I see this going further. I was in the store yesterday, and did y'all ever watch the Pioneer Woman cooking show? If you ever watch any cooking shows, she's great. I love her recipes. So if you need a good recipe that you don't want to figure out yourself, go steal hers because they're amazing.
Okay.
But anyway, she started as a cooking show, and now she has her own line of cookware and utensils and all this thing.
Yep.
This is your path, Rosalie.
There you go. Love it. That's a great. I love that.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
So what would happen? What happened is I said, okay, there's no longer reason for us to be paying for this small office space. We need to start saving money, and that way we can get.
I don't even know what a machaca burrito is.
I saw Macarena burritos, and I was like, what is a Macarena burrito? It's a burrito that dances.
Do you have to dance with it?
But I was like, we need to get a location that has a kitchen, or where we build out a kitchen, so Rosalie can start her cooking show.
Yeah, which has inspired us to
make some pivots.
Yes.
Pivot.
So our pivot is that we're looking for an actual house.
A house.
To office out of.
Correct. A house or an office space where we can build an actual kitchen set.
Yep.
So thank you, Rosalie. Thank you for that.
No pressure to use us in the future for your podcast needs.
We dance in this kitchen. There you go. But yeah, so just so you know, like that's a requirement. Like we can't just get an office space that has offices in a normal podcast studio. We have to get something that has a kitchen set in it.
Right.
A beautiful kitchen.
Right.
Right. That has cameras in strategic locations that will be static. So that way we can start shooting, cooking shows.
I might start one.
I think you should. Teach us how to make no-bake cookies.
Oh, that'll be
Teach us how to make healthy cookies.
That'll be a guest showing with Dustin because he's my, like, I don't bake. Like, I cook. There's total difference between cooking and baking.
Did y'all know this?
I tend to burn things when I put them in the oven, so...
Oh I love how you just owned it. Like, you're just like,
yeah, I tend
burn
to,
things, put it in the
I
oven.
forget. So like if I put something in the oven and I don't set the timer,
It's funny because
usually bad news.
yesterday, that oven dinged like 4 times, and I'm like, Lindsay, it's dinging.
It did
Lindsay,
not. It
it's
does-
dinging.
it
Lindsay,
was
it's
dinging
dinging.
twice.
No, it was
yes,
4
no.
times.
The other,
you
the other
heard
two
it
were
twice.
The microwave.
She's confused. It's okay. We will forgive her.
Yeah,
They sound
so
completely different.
I
How are you?
I
Yep,
don't claim to be a baker.
You are not.
I'm not a baker. I'm a cook.
There is a difference.
Big difference.
Okay. All right, so let's go. Let's go, Lindsay. So to the weekend wins and learns
Yes.
with Lindsay Smith.
Yeah.
Lindsay,
so
what did you learn this weekend?
My learn this weekend
Uh-huh.
is that I don't know if you knew this. Knives are really sharp.
I thought about taking a sip of coffee, and I knew what you were about to say. I was like, I'm going to spit coffee all
Yeah.
over my all over my
Let's not do
screens.
that.
Goodness.
Yeah, so knives are really sharp. And I wasn't even cooking when I was. So
Y'all
I don't know
hearing
if you
this,
can
right?
see
Y'all
this,
hearing
right?
this, right? Look at that.
you see this?
Look at that. No, hold up closer. Look at that. No, because, hey, it's the same color as your skin.
I know. Well, I changed the Band-Aids.
Change the Band-Aids. Plural. Plural Band-Aids.
It took 3 to cover the spot. And I was okay. Do you buy pickles from the store?
No, Amber does.
Well, okay. Man. So they have these, you have pickles. You have whole pickles in a jar. You have sliced pickles in a jar. You have sandwich slices in a jar. You have like hamburger size slices in a jar. And I've stopped buying the sliced ones and just sliced whole pickles on my own. Because if you buy a jar of sliced pickles, it's like 3 pickles.
No, I don't know this.
You can fit like maybe 3 pickles in that jar after you slice them all up. You put them back in the jar. Maybe
Because
3.
they all got to be vertical. They can't just be flopping all over the place.
Either way, like even the little ones, like the little deal, like the hamburger chips.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've been slicing them at my house. I buy a big jar of whole pickles and I just slice them at my house.
Jar, like a gallon.
No, it's not that big. Maybe I should though.
Right? You got a Costco membership. You might as well just pickle it up.
I mean, my whole family loves pickles. So, anyway, so I'm slicing pickles. And this is not the first time I've done this, right? Not the first time I've done this. I've done this several times before. And Dustin comes in. He's like, please don't cut yourself. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm good. Like, I've done that. Like, it's not my first time doing this. Seriously, the next 2 swipes, I take a big chunk off my thumb.
Wait. You swiped once and cut yourself. And
No.
Oh, okay.
I swiped once, was fine. Swiped the next time, took off a big chunk of my skin. Like sliced it clean off.
That's what it's designed to do.
Yeah. That's sharp.
It's sharp. So then she comes over to our house and is like, hey, like she's like.
So this
like,
is before dinner started,
this is
right?
before dinner. And so she's holding something. I'm like,
happened. Yeah,
oh, that's
I'm
interesting.
holding this tissue.
Holding a tissue
Holding
on
this,
it.
yeah,
And
to stop
I see
bleeding.
blood. I'm like, okay, maybe she
Yeah.
got a cuticle or
Yeah.
something like that. Nothing big.
Mm-hmm.
And then you ask me like, Nick, is there a way to stop bleeding?
Yeah, how do I stop bleeding? Because I've had my arm in the air, like to stop the blood flow. I've been pushing on this, like through dinner. So we gauzed it, we taped it, and I put a glove on so I could eat my dinner.
You didn't want a bloody dinner?
I didn't want a bloody dinner. And then after that, I'm like, the gauze we used, it's going to stick to that.
Oh, yes. Because
And,
it's designed to do that. It's supposed to help coagulate.
Oh, well, I didn't want to have to go through this all over again. So when I took the glove off, there was like dried blood down my thumb. It was not pretty.
Because you had the glove on. You didn't even know it was bleeding.
I didn't even know it was
You're just bleeding out into the glove.
Dustin's like, you're fine.
Oh,
I'm sure it stopped bleeding. You're fine. So we took it off, and then it started bleeding again because I peeled the gauze
Reopened
off.
it. This is so funny to her.
I mean, it's fine now.
It's fine now. So she comes over and she has this thing. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, as she shows me, you pull off the napkin or whatever it was, and like you just see blood. Just like it was just,
it just immediately
and I'm like,
starts bleeding.
That's
yeah.
Don't and not like the little trickle blood.
No.
Like she pulled it out and it was like
you couldn't even see the wound.
You couldn't. It was like immediately filled with blood.
Yeah.
And you want if you don't like blood and blood scares you, don't worry, we're not going to show you. Okay.
No.
So I'm like, oh, that's like, what are you doing? Like you can't just touch it, let go, touch it, let go, touch it. No, you got to like wrap this thing. So we go get something called boo-boo stick. We take a little bit of it. We put that on it. We put one Band-Aid on it. And we put it on tight because you got to get compression on that wound. And then we wrap another Band-Aid around it.
And then it was still bleeding through the Band-Aid at that point. So I'm like, I think we need more.
So here we go, right? I did not put the first Band-Aid on. I put the second Band-Aid on. And then you're like, Nick, it's like that, like it hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you have to put pressure on the wound to stop the bleeding. You can't just, you gotta put some pressure on it.
And then it was still bleeding through like the bottom one. So I put a third Band-Aid on it when I got home.
It's just a little cut.
It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. Now it's fine. You took like 3 Advil because you're like, I feel my heartbeat in my thumb.
It was bad at the time, but now I can laugh about it, so it's fine.
We were laughing while we were in it. What are you talking about? Like afterwards, like we were laughing while we were in it. So
y'all were laughing. I was not laughing. No. Anyway.
No, you were in pain.
I was in
pain. You were like, I need that mixed with Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
And I need 3 Advil.
I had a mommy drink.
There you go. I like how you word that. You know, you moms know. Whoa. Sorry if that was your earballs. Oh, mom drink. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
It was
So,
delish.
yeah, that was my learn of the weekend. Knives are sharp.
Knives are sharp.
Dustin's like, that's it. We're getting safety gloves in this kitchen.
Don't make Lindsay mad. She'll cut you. And she won't cut you big. She'll just take a little bit of your thumb off.
Yep.
All right. So my win of the weekend is Luke 12:48. Too much who is given, much is required. And what struck out to me was when God gives you a lot. If you read the parable of the 3 individuals that all got man, I totally have a brain fart right now. They got money from their master. One guy went and hid amounts. It. One guy invested it. The other guy invested it, and the 2 guys doubled it. And it goes all the way back to when God gives you something, whether it's time, whether it's your talent, whether it's money. You need, or time, talent, treasure. You need to make sure that you are creating a return on that. And before we go down this road, if you are not business minded, this is not going to make any sense to you. Okay. If you do not have a what's what I'm looking for? Mindset.
Entrepreneur mindset.
Nope.
Growth mindset.
A growth mindset. Thank you. This is not going to make any sense to you. Okay. You're going to be like, no, that doesn't sound right. I don't agree with that. That's because you're in a fixed mindset. I'm telling you right now, you're in a fixed mindset. If you got offended by that, you're in a fixed mindset. So you need to hear this. You need to take this in and go, okay, Nick's calling me out right now. I have a fixed mindset. I need to move to a growth mindset. When God gives you, when God blesses you, you need to start creating a return. And the return is not just to him, but the return, hear me on this, the return is taking care of the people that God put in your life. How can you have a good friendships if you can't even have the friendship that you currently have? Okay. How can you have good relationships if you don't have good relationships with who God already has in your life? How can you expect to be blessed financially when you cannot take care of the finances you currently have in your life? I'm almost done. I'm going to my last one. And then I know I want to hear what you're saying. Okay. Are you ready for this? How can you expect to be efficient? When God blesses you with time, how can you expect to be able to handle other people's time if you can't even be disciplined with your own time? Okay, that was time, talent, and treasure.
Ouch.
Ow! Okay.
Ouch.
All right.
I felt that one.
Oh, you did? All right, I'm done. Thank you for letting me finish.
So Pastor Josh said something yesterday that really made me think of when you were talking, it made me think of what he said. And that everything is based out of that relationship with God. And if you're not having a relationship with God, how can you have a relationship with other people that's healthy?
You know, it's funny you say that.
Can you talk in your mic?
Yes, give me 1 second. I gotta get this like in. Okay, there we go. Yes, I do agree with that. I do agree with that. Like, you have to have a healthy relationship with God, but some people are people, right? Mm-hmm. And they may not have their relationship with God locked down, but they're really good at being a great friend. Mm. So I will agree with that, but say that it kind of goes in both directions. Okay. Case in point, I just found out that one of my old best friends, I reconnected with him and asked him some questions.
So it didn't end well, right? Like, it was a rough ending.
You know, I got closure because I now understand the why.
But before you reached out to him.
Before I reached out to him, I didn't understand the why.
Right.
Okay.
It just kind of was an abrupt end to a friendship.
Yeah, it was and I was like, well, what happened?
Giving them background story.
Correct. And here we go. And hear me on this. I listened to his side of the story. Mm-hmm. Okay, now this is key. While listening to his side of the story, I would then repeat to him what he said or what I heard. This is conversation 101. Your spouse, your friend, they say something to you, repeat it back to them, mm-hmm. right? And it's funny because multiple times during that situation, I'd repeat it back to him. He goes, "Oh, that's not what I meant to say." Mm-hmm. I'm like, "Well, that's what you said." Oh, hey, good morning, Thomas. How you doing, stud? But as we closed out that conversation, and this is exactly what he said. I said, "Hey, I'm so glad that I called. It was great to reconnect with you and find out like get an answer to this." He goes, "Yeah, I'm glad you called too, because I never would have called you. I'm glad you called too, because I never would have called you." And I paused for a second, and I was like, "Individual, we almost got off the phone on a positive note. We almost did it. And you had to nosedive this. Mm-hmm. You had to get that one last dig in. Okay. And then sure enough, this comes across my feed. And it's a quote, "If your absence doesn't bother them, then your presence never mattered to them in the first place."
Ooh, I just got chills.
I'm going to say it one more time because someone needs to hear this. If your absence doesn't bother them, then your presence never mattered to them in the first place. Mm-hmm. And I read that and I recapped that situation in my mind. And you want to know what? I'm good.
Yeah.
God is moving people in and out of my life for a very specific reason. Oh, Thomas, very true. Some people do just love being miserable. Mm-hmm. But that's not me. That's not the direction I'm trying to move in.
Right.
Right? I want good friendships. I want people who want me to succeed. And because if you're watching this show right now, if you're in the comments, I want you I want you to succeed. Mm-hmm. Lindsay wants you to succeed, right? If you're going to Elevate Life Church and you're surrounding yourself with those individuals, all those people want you to succeed. I have other marketers that do exactly what I do, that live in the area that I live, but we all want each other to succeed. There's enough work to go around, right?
Right.
But more than that, we want our families to succeed, each other's families to succeed. We want each other's spouses to succeed. We want each other's kids to succeed, mm-hmm. right? So it's funny because I was able to open that door, and this was probably the biggest alarm. I was able to open that door, here, understand and then shut the door. Now, if he decides he wants to reopen it, he's more than welcome to. But hear me on this. You ready? I'm about to call someone out here. He nuked the friendship based off of a Facebook comment. Off of a Facebook comment, he nuked the friendship.
That wasn't even on his profile.
It wasn't even on his profile. And Angelina, you didn't do it. Okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
6 years. 6 years off of a Facebook comment.
And how long were you friends before that?
We became friends we were either sophomores or juniors in high school, probably through the 20s. So what? 10 years? 10 years probably? No. So
high school?
Yeah, so 15 to 25, 15 years. Yeah, because it was about 5 years ago. Well, yeah, because, and if I give too much details, people are going to know exactly who I'm talking about. Okay.
Okay.
So
okay.
just, it was,
Just saying,
it was a long friendship. It was what I thought was a great friendship, but now I know it's very one-sided. Seriously, someone says something like that? Come on. At that point in time, you understand it's one-sided. Not saying the whole friendship was one-sided. It's one-sided now. There we go. Maybe that's what you were. Maybe that was a look that you were giving me. Like, Nick, not really like that. It's one-sided now, right? Amber, you're very correct. He can't even recall what the Facebook comment was, but that was the trigger. Instead of calling and having the conversation, going, "Hey, what did you mean by this?" It was immediately accusation, turn off. So I say this.
Isn't that funny? Okay, so Thomas says, you start standing your ground and people think you're the bad guy. You start standing your ground of like principles that you believe in, and you piss people off.
Right?
Like,
right?
What? You're not going to just bend and move to my will? Like, what? Like,
what? What? So that is, Thomas, so well said. So well said.
Yes.
Ryan, good point. Good point. Relationship with God immensely helps, but it helps immensely.
Ryan, where are you at?
Oh, I have he's over here. Ryan, relationship with God, I think, is very necessary. I'm actually gonna it is very necessary, but it does not define the relationships that you have with humans. So yes, I think I understand what you're saying in the comment. I personally believe a relationship with God is very necessary. And maybe that's what you were trying to say, but you just maybe didn't finish the thought, because I know your heart, and I know where you're at. So, but yeah. So there we go. Like, that was probably my biggest weekend lesson, was just understanding, man, like sometimes you just gotta let these people go. Like this morning, I'm listening to Dr. Billy Alsbrooks, and he's like, sometimes you just gotta let the people go.
Yeah.
You know, you can't, and he said this, and it resonated with me so well. He said, you cannot make music with people that don't desire and enjoy your lyrics. And he was just like, I get it. I absolutely get it. Yes, Thomas, I agree. Relationship with God is very crucial. Absolutely. So you want to know what that was my biggest takeaway, because hear me on this, okay? When we talk about Luke 12:48, you need to make a return on what God has given to you, right? You have to have the discernment to let people go, to free up time and resources for God to bring the next person in.
Right. That's true.
Because you only have so much time in the day.
You have so much capacity in every avenue of your life.
You only have so much time in your life. Eventually you are going to die.
And so we were talking about this before the show, and the way that it comes across to me, like, yes, you need a return on your investment, but if you're not in that business setting, like, what does that mean? It means don't squander what you've been given. Don't waste it.
Right?
Be intentional with it. Be intentional with your resources, your time, your talents, your treasures, the people in your life. Be intentional with the people in your life, and you'll see a return on your investment.
There you go. So, and here we go. Right? I'm not saying you need to run 100. I'm not saying you need to grind. I'm not saying you need to run 100 miles an hour. You know, be intentional with your rest. Be intentional when you're relaxing. Like, be in the moment, right? Which is something that I seriously have to work on. I'm always like future thinking, and sometimes I have to recenter myself. I need to be in the moment. I need to be in the moment. I need to focus on the people. And that is an absolute struggle for me at times, especially when hear me. Especially when we're on a timeline.
Yes.
Punctual. On if you're early, you're on time. If you're
on time, you're late.
You're on. There you go.
And
Thank
if
you.
you're late,
You're on.
Forget it.
If you're late, you might as well just drop and do push-ups. Like, don't even come through the door. When you come through the door, you better be huffing and puffing because you just did 50 push-ups before you walked in. The most.
Positive.
I know.
Keep it positive, Nick. I just saw your y'all. Pray
There
for
you
us.
go. See. Okay. Thank you, Ryan. Good. I knew Ryan and I were on the same page on that. There you go. All right. So let's talk. Next section.
Segment change.
I could discuss this for an hour or more.
So we want to say thank you to Social Media Torch, our sponsor, for creating content on purpose and for a purpose to help you solve SEO, social media, and email marketing. Learn more at www.socialmediatorch.com. Click the link in the description to get started.
There you go. So parenting segments.
Whoop, whoop.
My parenting segment, it was
Oh my gosh.
not getting involved.
Yeah.
I watched.
Which, if you heard everything he just said, that's really difficult for him.
It's difficult for me. I like going in and solving the situation. Just let me fix it. Just let me fix it. I don't need you to fix it. I'll hop in and fix it.
Whoop. I just pulled my mic off the
Why
desk.
would you do that?
Just so strong.
Goodness gracious.
Anyway.
So where I'm going with this is I'm learning that oh wow, I just watched like your whole mic thing like
my
fall
whole
off.
mic thing fell off the desk. Yeah.
I'm learning,
off the
and
desk.
I'm not gonna say my daughters are contemplators. I'm not gonna say that. Okay, I'm gonna say this as a parent to you parents. When you ask or tell your child to do something, or they're in a situation where they're figuring things out, don't get involved. 1. 2, don't get frustrated. So a couple things happened. Saturday night while we were at my house, and you guys were over, we asked Isla to do something. And I remember watching her stop, think, and then she went to do it. Okay. Now here's why this is important. That used to frustrate me. The stop. I told you what to do. Go do it right now. I told you what to do. Go do it right now. And where I did not know, I was unconsciously incompetent. Right. I didn't understand that. Hey, they don't speak my language.
Right.
They don't have 40 years of experience underneath their belt. Right. They're not 40 years old. They're 3. They're 6. And it clicked one day, and I was like, okay, I said it, and I watched Isla just stop for a second. And then she went and did exactly what I needed her to do. But she had to take the time to process. Her little brain had to take the time to get moving forward.
Right.
So not only have I made that mistake, but I see other parents make that mistake. So 1, if you tell your kid to do something, give them time to process, okay? Right. 2, we were over at your house on Sunday. And you guys have this little racetrack, and it creates it's like a click together racetrack, and there's little cars. You push a little button, and they run around the track, right?
Yes.
Well, there's this X
Yep.
that you have, and I watched London build out the track, but then she was putting the cars in different positions to try to get them to go to the same direction and see how they could miss each other and not crash into each other.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, like I know you start one car there, you start this car here, they're going to miss each other because she made one side longer and the other side shorter. And I was like, okay, this is how you're going to do it. But I didn't get involved. Why? She needs to create those pathways of figuring things out.
So here, let's take this to like a scientific kind of side. I mean, this is going to be real scientific talk.
Super scientific.
Not really. So, but just think about your brain. We talk about growth mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as adults, we have already laid out pathways that are very easy for us to go down.
Correct.
In our neurons. So our neurons take the easiest path to go down. And that's why it's such a challenge for adults to change their way of thinking, because they first have to stop that thought from traveling down the path of least resistance. And then they have to force that thought down a path of resistance. Like I've explained it this way, where you're in a jungle and you have a well-worn path trail into the jungle. And then this growth mindset is over here and it's overgrown and there's roots coming up and there's trees in your way. You have to actually hack your way through this path. That's creating a new neural pathway in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to a growth mindset. If the well-worn path is the wrong mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes that well-worn path is the right train of thought, but for kids, they don't have any pathways that are narrowed down. Like, they don't have any pathways.
Correct.
As a kid, they are super hacking into their brain, their neural pathways, and saying, oh, this is where I need to go. But it takes them longer to process because they're hacking down the trail.
It's their first show. So you come up to a jungle, and you as an adult, you already have paths laid out.
Yes.
They're coming up to the jungle, and there's no path.
Correct.
And am I calling myself out here? Yes. Like, I get it. Like, as a parent, I had to learn this, right? So hopefully you as a parent, or if you as a grandparent, you know, it's funny because there's these grandparents, Mary Jane and Greg, and they're a great couple. They're grandparents, but they've definitely spoken life into mine and Amber's life, and we've seen them also speak into my sister's life, Diane. And because of that, some of the things Diane's even said to me, repeating what Mary Jane and Greg has said to her, I'm like, oh, I never saw that before. Here's why I say this. Don't just hang around people that are your own age in your own life stage.
Right.
Okay. You need to have people older than you. You need to have people younger than you. You need to have people, if you're married, you need to have some single friends in your life. If you're married and you have kids, you need to have some older, like kids that have more kids. Like you need to have, when we talk about this base, you need to have a wide base. You need to have a very wide base. And understand here, right? And with companies, we talk about a board of directors, right? Well, here we go. You ready? Who are your board of directors for your family? Like, who are you bouncing ideas off of for your family?
We have our tribe. That's what we call them. We have tribal dinners, like every month, every quarter, whatever.
Every week.
You know. We are the youngest couple in this group of friends. We have two sets of friends that could be our parents, and then we have two sets of friends that are in this tribe that could be our grandparents. So, like, we are the youngest.
Y'all the babies.
We are the babies.
You the babies.
But we don't miss these dinners because they're so important for us, because we cherish and we value being around them, learning from them. Like, I don't want to be the oldest one in the room, because I mean, yes, I can learn from younger people. Absolutely, I can.
Yeah.
But I don't want to move backwards. You know what I mean? Like, it's just rare that you find somebody younger than you that's helping you move forward when you're already gone through that experience. What's your thought? I can see it on your face.
Ryan, I agree. Welcome to the jungle. That's
Yes.
greatness.
Yes.
Love that. At some point in time, Lindsay,
Yeah.
I know.
I'm going to be the oldest one in the room.
You
That's
are.
okay.
You're just gonna. It's
That's
just gonna be
okay.
that way.
It's okay.
It's
I'll
just-
get over it, but
And it's gonna be your responsibility
to share.
to take those people that God has put in your life and help them move forward.
Yes.
You can't be the baby forever. You
But
can't be
that
drinking the milk
doesn't
forever.
mean- That doesn't mean that I stay in that one group. I'm going to diversify my groups.
I hope you diversify.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't always want to be the oldest one in the room. I don't always want to be. I mean, when I get
Why
up
are you
to,
being ageist?
you know, that is not what I said.
I think you just made up that word.
Yeah.
I agree, Angelina. I 110,000% agree. 100 agree.
And if you're listening, Angelina, she said that we're both amazing leaders. So. And if you're listening to our podcast, I'm sure you think that as well.
For once, I'm not the one with the ego in the room. It's so rare. It's so rare. Hey, Kayvon, how you doing, stud? Kayvon's over here
man.
on LinkedIn. All right, hold on, I can read this. Man, it's good to have people. There you go. That's good, Kayvon. I like it. I like it. You want to read that, Lindsay?
Yes. On the one hand, it's good to have people in your tribe that have the same mindset. However, you will not get the true benefit of getting a valuable range of opinions
Correct.
if you're all in the same mindset.
You know, it's funny because when you look at, even Dustin's like, not yet. Someday we will.
Someday. Not
There you
yet.
go. There you go. There you go.
I mean, we'll always have Nick in our life, so that means that we'll never be the oldest in the room.
But I'm not in your tribe. But I'm not in your tribe.
You're a different tribe.
But-
I have several tribes.
But that tribe with that specific tribe, I'm
That's
not in
true.
that, right?
Yeah.
So eventually you're gonna take point on that tribe.
Mm.
As much as we love these individuals, guess what? And holy wow, are you ready for this? Major alert here. One day you're gonna die.
Right.
Like one day your time is up.
That just made me real sad. To think that tribe won't be there one day.
No, because you're going to be leading that tribe. Like you have to understand every day you are moving forward. You have to move forward.
Yeah.
You have to move forward for yourself. You have to move forward for your family. You have to move forward for your friends. You have to move forward for the people that are in your life. You can't be stagnant. If you're stagnant, you just miss out. You do.
Well, I mean,
No, you miss out.
I had a picture of water
Okay.
and
Sorry.
what?
Well,
Elder
nothing.
Lindsay. Yeah, you know. I had a picture of water, and I grew up with a pond on our property,
Okay.
and it was very stagnant. And what grew on that pond?
Moss and
Algae
and gross stuff.
and gross stuff.
Gross stuff.
Yeah. So if you are growing and flowing and doing your thing, like continuing to move forward, you're not going to have that mold growing in your life.
No, you have to be flowing. You have to. And please understand what I'm saying here. I'm not, again, you don't have to be going at 100% 24/7. You need to have real rest. You need to have real times of you focusing on you, right? But you have to be intentional. Okay, so last segment, go.
Yes, we have
New sponsor.
a new sponsor. Whoop whoop.
We love
just
y'all.
pulled this
Just
up.
FYI, we love y'all.
Yes. So we want to say thank you to our sponsor, Feel Secure. Do you suffer from aches and pains? Having been in an accident when I was 2, this is something I've dealt with my entire life. And this is true. Like, I was in an accident when I was 2. So just after 2 weeks of taking H1O by Feel Secure, I experienced less stiffness in my muscles, more longevity when I was working out or playing with my kids, and increased movement in my joints. I can't promise the same results for you as I got, but if you're interested in trying it out, you can save an additional 15% at checkout with the code SAVE15. Learn more and order yours today at www.feelsecure.com.
Okay, so here we go, right?
That's
Oh, sorry.
www.feelsecure.com. SECUR.com.
Yeah, feel secure. There's no E, SECUR.com. Okay, so Lindsay, because now everyone wants to know what happened when you were 2. I was really surprised that you brought that up.
Why?
Because I just was. Okay, so go ahead. Tell us the story.
Real quick story. When I was 2 years old, I got ran over by a tractor. No big deal. I'm alive.
No big deal. I'm alive. I just got ran over by a tractor at 2.
I was 2 years old. Yeah. So,
and it kind of threw your back a little bit out of alignment. And
yes. So I grew up on a farm, didn't have babysitters. So my parents, took it. Well, my sister was out of town. She usually was the one that would stay in the house and babysit us, but she was visiting her own dad down in a different state. So my parents took my brother and I, who's 2 years older, so he was 4, and put us in the bucket of a tractor with pillows and books and toys and all these things to occupy us, right? And so they were driving along in the field. We were prepping the field for planting, and you have to get all the big clumps of dirt that won't break up and the rocks and the stones and stuff like that. So we were putting all of that into the bucket with us. And my mom would sit on the bucket with us, and my dad would drive along. So my brother got up on the ledge and sat like my mom. So I got up on the ledge and sat like my mom. And my dad was driving along. My mom was out picking up a big stone to bring back to the tractor. My foot got caught on a pile of dirt, and it pulled me down into the mud. And my dad can't see because the bucket's down low. And so I got pulled into the mud. And I was face down in the mud, and my dad just started driving over my little body. And my mom turned around and didn't find me in the bucket. And so she started freaking out, saw me under the tire, and was like, OMG. And so the tire tread had 2 nubs. I don't know what treads.
Yeah. Two nubs.
They were just 2 straight treads.
Yeah, like a tire tractor.
Yeah,
the big,
not the giant tractor wheels.
Oh, okay.
They were the smaller tractor wheels.
Okay.
So they just had 2 nubs on the tire for the tread, and those, each one went up each side of my spine. So it was equal pressure on my body, which is why I had no broken bones, no nothing. And when they didn't drive over my head, but they got up to my neck and turned the wheel and drove off my shoulder, which wasn't the best decision now. But so that tweaked some of my spine.
Yeah.
And
you
then
think?
My lower back tweaked in
The other direction.
response
Right?
in the other direction. So I have like an S spine, but not scoliosis S. Like I look like a snake. Yeah.
This is tractor.
Yeah.
I did not know all these details. Like you were like, I got run over by a tractor once.
Yeah.
But you've never gotten into this kind of detail before.
Oh, well,
So thank you for being alive. If
Yeah,
anything, this
I
proves
mean,
that God has an absolute, you
he
survived
does have
it.
an absolute plan for
He
my
does.
life. Yeah.
He does. So you never get to be negative or question like ever again. Like
Okay,
that's
thanks.
it. Like anytime you start going down like in negative direction, I'd be like, you get run over by a tractor and you're still here. Like enough. Like you don't get to whine. Not saying Lindsay whines. I'm not saying that. But hear me on this. If you've had something traumatic happen to you and you're still alive and you're still breathing and you woke up and you're watching this show, God has a purpose for you.
Yes,
Stop
he does.
whining and figure it out.
Mm-hmm. So we took me to the hospital, and I didn't have any broken bones. I looked like I had chicken pox because the pressure from the tire or from the tractor actually caused little leaks within my blood vessels. So all the blood was rising to my skin surface, and I was fine. So
Okay, so thank you for surviving.
My parents just took me home, and we lived life as normal. No, nothing. I mean, nothing ever happened. Nothing. I realized that I had back issues when I was like 22.
Wow. Okay, so Lindsay, thank you for being alive.
Yes, thank you.
A lot of us are very happy that you're alive. I will very much say that the people that I know, that you know, are all happy that you're alive. Okay.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm here.
But let's go down this. So you mentioned this feel secure.
Yes.
and somehow this drops into H1O. So this H1O, what you do is it's a bottle. You take 1 ounce or 1 capsule, you add it to 8 ounces of water, you drink it in the morning.
Yes.
You did this, and what happened?
So because of my accident, because of my back, because of my situation, I have super tight muscles. My muscles are not limber. They're not, they're just tight. Like, I've been to the chiropractor since I found out I had back issues. Since I've had back issues. So,
like, that's a statement unto itself.
Like, yeah. And, you know, massage therapy. He's like, I could work on you every day and it still wouldn't be enough to get your muscles back to where they need to be.
And because of that, you have like you have like hip pain.
I have hip pain. I have back pain. I have neck pain. I have shoulder blade pain.
Like I can tell when you come in and you're in pain because I'm
carrying myself differently.
Yes, it's very obvious.
Like, I'm very gentle. Like, if I see you in the morning, early in the morning, I am not going to be like loosey goosey, because if I move the wrong way, like, I get a kink in my neck and I can't.
It's there for the rest of the day.
It's there for days, not just the rest of the day. It's there for days. Like, I usually have Amber like, hey, I have a kink in my neck and I cannot get it to go away. I need you to help me. Like, she's a massage therapist. And so that's the only way I can usually get rid of these kinks. So since taking H1O, I have woken up and like, I'm like, I didn't even know what it was like to not wake up with, like, what is it like to wake up without pain? I've never known what that was like. And just being on it for 2 weeks, I was like, is this what normal people feel like when they wake up? Like, this is amazing.
So you took it for 2 weeks and then you stopped.
And within 2 days, I was like, oh, where's my wheelchair? Like, this is how I feel like. But within 2 days, I noticed a difference, and it's like, but now, so I haven't taken it in a while.
Because so we got access to this product. We were testing it on ourselves. Okay.
Yeah.
And now it's time to order some more.
I do need to order some more. But I haven't taken any in a while, and I'm to that point where this is normal again. Like, I feel it, like, it feels normal.
The pain is normal.
The pain is normal. I'm numb to the pain now. But like, after I was taking it, and those like 5 to 7 days after I stopped taking it, I was like, I need some more water. Like, I know, where can I get this stuff? Like, yes. So I'm hooked just on me, because I know what it's done for me. And just my muscles, like, being able to, like, I went running with my kids. I went and like played with my son, just wrestling with them. Like, I didn't have those worries of like, oh, don't like tweak that the wrong way. And like, oh, it's okay if you jump on my back and I give you a piggyback ride, because I know I'm okay. Like, I didn't have the pain. I didn't have and now it's like, okay, gentle, like, climb on.
So it and it's funny. It's not funny. It's interesting because I didn't understand why you picked the words that you selected in the sponsorship till now.
Oh.
Till now. Now I understand why you selected that verbiage in the sponsorship. This is actually very personal to you.
Yes.
This change, and from someone who's really great at basketball, mind you, okay, like borderline NBA, take on LeBron James, look
Whatever.
out, okay?
You're so funny. No.
He might have larger reach than you, okay?
Yes.
But from someone that played sports and enjoys playing sports, not being able to go, okay, I can push myself a little bit harder because I know I'm not going to have that afterwards pain,
right,
is actually very impactful.
Yes. Yes. Like my recovery was faster. I went and jumped on the trampoline with my kids, which I can't really do that.
No, I see Dustin on the trampoline. I rarely see you on the trampoline.
See me on the trampoline, and when I am on there, I'm like just like flexing my leg muscles. Like I'm not jumping
because of that if you push it too hard, that recovery period
is brutal.
It's just brutal.
It's brutal,
okay.
And it's not just a day of recovery.
Oh, no, no. It's
like a week.
There you go. Okay,
which is why it's a struggle for me to go work out. Because
right?
I'm like, if I do something the wrong way.
Man, that explains so. Like, I was like, why is she not, like, after we drop off the kids, why don't you just come to the gym with me and work out?
Yeah.
Like just get your morning workout in. And you're like, no, I'm not going to do it. Now I understand the why behind it. So here we go, real quick. And I know we're talking about H1O a little bit more than usual. And don't worry.
This is our first time sponsoring it, right?
It's our first time, one, and
having them as a sponsor.
And well, one, but two, you need to understand why. Please understand, like we've had multiple people ask us to be sponsors. We've selected them. We've tested them. I'm currently testing their product on my dogs. Okay, because this humans can ingest this and dogs can ingest this. Why? Because it's a form of water. Yep. So real quick, well, within your body's made up of H2O. Just FYI,
most
if you
of
didn't
your body
know that,
is made of water.
A lot of your body is made up of water. Toxins and bad things are made up of something called H3O.
Right.
Okay.
Or you have just singular hydrogen atoms floating in your body.
Correct. So a lot of your inflammation, a lot of diseases, all that at a molecular level is an H3O molecule. So what H1O does is you drink it, it comes into your body, it bumps into the H3O, and it pulls one of those molecules. Let me finish. And then because you have more water in your body, you actually wind up just peeing more. Okay,
you're hydrated.
So then what we actually call it superhydration, or they call it superhydration. So they actually winds up superhydrating you because that's what's going on in the body. It's going to that toxin and pulling it and making it water. Okay, now, just real quick, full disclosure. Okay, this is not our company. We don't own this company.
Nope.
This company was brought to us. We're testing it. If you want to test it, I'm not saying it's going to work for you. I'm not making any promises. I'm saying for a whopping $40, it might be worth testing out.
Yep.
Okay. Get one bottle, test it out. If you get a benefit from it, awesome. If you don't get a benefit from it, they have a 30-day guarantee. Okay.
So I would suggest taking it for at least 2 weeks.
You have to consistently.
Yeah. Consistently. And then stopping and seeing if it helped, if you notice a difference in your body,
or maybe it's just so positive that you don't need to stop. You're like, no, I feel it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
because I was to the point where I was like waking up and I'm like, oh, I know
that worked.
I know I can tell the difference between when I have it and when I don't have it. For sure. So
we focused on the human side of it. Know that you can also if you have an older
pets.
If you have an older pet or a pet has an injury, there's actually a racehorse trainer that gives this to her horses whenever they're injured. And so we've actually been giving it to our dogs. Birdie has a hurt knee, and it was it was about a week later. Like she was in full blown sprints. So the way this one H1 to H3, what it does is it also removes inflammation, and removing the inflammation removes the pressure on those nerves. And it was I was like, my dog Birdie Fufu loves chasing bunnies. She doesn't because it hurts.
Right.
Oh, buddy. Last week, I had to call her off. I had to call her off the bunny. I had to call her off the bunny.
The birdie got some bunnies.
She was so close. And I just, real quick, Birdie. And she stopped. Obviously, I'm not going to yell into the mic right now.
Yeah, please don't.
But like, she was cutting. Like, I haven't seen her move like that since she was a puppy. Like, it was like juking. That bunny was running for its life.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, oh, this is a real predator.
Oh, she not playing.
She not playing. So that's our thing. It's www.feelsecure.com. And what I'll do is I'll put that into the comments real quick. You use the discount code SAVE15 all together.
Yep.
SAVE15, okay? Save yourself some money. Try it out. I'm not promising it's going to work for you, but I'm saying it might.
But if it can change your life, I mean, I've spent way, way, way more on other things that were a Band-Aid.
Oh my goodness. I've spent so much money on, we're not going into next elements.
Yeah.
We're not going down that direction. But here we go, right?
Just
Hopefully
Lindsay
it helps.
today.
Hey, yeah. Lindsay, I'm going to let you own this one.
Thanks,
but here we go,
thanks.
right? So just look at it. If you think it, I mean, goodness gracious, I've spent more than $40 a month on Starbucks.
Yeah.
I like cold brew. Like, that's no surprise to anyone. Yeah. Okay. So it's definitely worth you looking into. I'm not saying buy it, but definitely look into it. Okay.
Yep.
So, well, guess what?
What?
We gotta get to work.
We do.
We gotta get to work. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, where are you? I'm going to go back to old school. I have it back. It is the Full Focus Planner. Eventually, we're going to get them to sponsor this show. I cannot wait for that because I'm working on that right now. Where's your big three? I want your big three in the comments. Lizzie's going to be making the post. It's going to be in the comments. And there's another post that I definitely want made, and that is get tissues to your teacher.
Oh, man.
Get tissues. Get a box. Get two or three boxes of tissues. Don't skip out on this. Get 2 or 3 of the good stuff. You know, the soft ones, the smelly good ones. Okay, get them to your teachers. We're coming into September, and it's already here. I'm already hearing the coughing. I'm already hearing the sniffling. I'm already hearing the snuffles. Help your teachers out. Get them some boxes of tissues.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, because your little baby's noses are gonna need it.
There they are. There. So hey, we love you guys. If you guys are in the comments, it's how we know you're here.
Yes.
Okay, you watching but not commenting, we don't get to know you're here. So you got to be in the comments. Okay, so make sure to comment. Even if you just say hi, just say hi. Okay, let us know you're here. If you have questions or hey, if you have a topic that you want us to talk about one day, let us know. We love hearing what you guys want to talk about as well. We love you guys. For this week, make sure that you
rise up
and crush it. Bye, y'all.